It's after school, I'm heading to the club room. I'm practically bursting with excitement in anticipation of what I'm about to do. Ah! Hi, Monica! As I enter the room, the first thing I see is Monica, sitting at the desk, reading a book. She doesn't look up as I approach her. I gently place my hand on the back of her head for a better leverage. What? What? What the shit? Ah! What the hell? What the fuck? I was expecting Monica would be the one to end this, but what the hell? I never felt so... She slit Monica's throat and then proceeded to stab Natsuki for God knows how many times. I never felt so alive. I gazed at the blood on my trembling hands, enjoying the smell and taste of... Oh my god! Taking it all in as many ways as possible. Oh god, he's terrified! Wait a minute! Monica's the villain here! But what the hell? She's dead! Along with Natsuki. His whole body is shaking, obviously! What do you mean very excited? It's good to see you again, Midas! I've been looking forward to what? I've been looking forward for this for my whole life. Thank you for... What? Wait a minute, what the hell? What kind of 180 is this? Now we can be together forever. You'll never be alone again. Let me ravish you. Oh. What the hell? It was all a dream. I mean, that couldn't be the ending because I know Monica is sentient, but... Oh my goodness! What the hell? I am shaken! What a nice dream. An omen of good things to come. Don't try to tell me we're going to do that. Like that will be the actual ending. I take a moment to stretch out of my bed, continuing to fantasize about everything I'd like to do today. Then I noticed something odd. Why am I wearing my uniform? I wear my pajamas to... Wait a minute. Yes! It appears to be my spare uniform, except... Why am I covered in blood? Was I playing with my knives in my sleep? What the fuck?! So much blood! I have goosebumps right now, what the fuck? There's less blood now. What was that? Am I hallucinating? I don't remember that ever happening before. But then again, my memory isn't what I used to be. But it used to be, I think. My head is feeling fuzzier than ever. There seems to be blood on my uniform though. I can feel it and smell it. And it doesn't taste like mine. I need to go somewhere so I can expect myself better. What the shit? Well, I'm definitely no stranger to the sight of blood. But what is this? Like we have it on our face, everywhere, and down to our hair. I just wish I could remember what happened. That was a dream that I experienced, right? It wasn't real. I really didn't kill Monica and Natsuki. And I have a feeling the latter, or rather Monica, would be the one to do it. Did I? What the shit?! This reminds me so much of The hallucinations of... What game is that again? I can't remember. It's an adventure game. Cut them open and let blood spill everywhere. Oh my god. I shouldn't be fantasizing about killing people. Ah. Oh my god. I'm pretty sure that's bad. Ah. Yuri, please calm down. Isn't it? One thing I'm certain of, at this point is that I can't go to school. Like, obviously, you're splattered in blood. Like, I'm pretty sure that won't be very appropriate. Where's my regular uniform? I think I put it in the washing machine. I go downstairs and find my uniform in the dryer. I don't remember putting it here, but I'm very glad that it's ready to be worn. I'll just add that to the growing list of gaps I've observed in my memory. Soon I'm cleaned up, changed, and ready to go. There are bruises on my left thigh around the marks of Midas' pen. Unfortunately, my skirt is long enough to hide them. I'm still feeling unsettled about the confusing circumstances surrounding my morning so far. Ah, my goodness. I just can't... It's very disturbing. I'm doing my best to put it from my mind. I try to capture the feeling I had last night, and it makes my choice of which knife to bring today obvious. Pyro! We're going to burn everything! I grasp Pyro's handle and take him down from the rack. Take a moment to aspire the pattern of flames across their surface. Something to ignite the fires of my passion. I'm feeling so uneasy after seeing all of that. I slip them into my pocket and head out. After an inconsequential school day, I enter the club room. Disappointed to find that Midas isn't here yet, but then again, I am fairly early. The only one here is Natsuki, slumped over in a seat with her hand down on the desk. At least she's okay. Is she sleeping? How did she get here before me? She must have come here before class ended. Or could she have been here since yesterday? Oh my. I didn't kill her. Wait, you're conscious, right, Natsuki? Monica indicated that she's alive, right? I wish my memory isn't feeling so distorted. I don't know what to trust anymore. I dreamt killing her last night, but it was just a dream. It wasn't real. How would I even feel if she was dead? Oh no. I'm pondering this as I move to stand over her. She's my rival, my nemesis. It would be good to get rid of her. My hands go to my pocket and feel Pyro's grip. We're going to do it now? Oh my. It would be just so easy to just end her life right now. It's getting harder to remember the reasons not to do that. But I know I regret what I thought I killed her when I thought I killed her yesterday. Because why? I'm trying to remember back. I tried to reach back into my memories to remember why. Because I wanted to be friends with her, is that right? The more I remember, the more confused I get. I've never had friends before. Why would I want her? Why would I want her to be my first friend? I don't hate her, and yet I seem to remember some part of me, on some level, liking her. But the more I think about it, the less certain I am. In fact, the longer I stand over her, the less certain I am that she's even alive. Please wake her up! Is she breathing? I can't tell from this angle. I grip Pyro and take my hand out of my pocket, or at least try grip on Pyro. Okay. My god! I'm losing my breath. What do you want, Yuri? I was just making sure you were sleeping. She groans and pulls herself to her feet. Quit being weird. She walks past me to the closet and starts looking through her manga. Weird. That word feels important. I remember it being a hateful word. She must be still angry at me. Soon as I tried to kill her, I guess some anger would be understandable. Nevertheless, there's going to There's nothing to do but sit back and get to my book. Or get back to my book. Here we go. I'm me. You're supposed to be me, but whenever you're here, I'm very scared of what will happen. Within a few minutes, Midas enters the room. Welcome back. MC? Hi, Yuri. Now that he's here, I'm not sure how to say what I wanted to say to him. I glanced back at Natsuki, who is now sitting at a nearby desk reading a manga. She seems to be so strangely uninterested in Midas' presence for someone who is trying to split us up. But I still remember not to take any chances about being overhead. What's happening? I'm holding his arm, pulling him to the corner. It takes all my willpower to stop myself from pulling him to the closet and acting out my fantasies of cutting him open. I forced myself to let go of him. About yesterday. I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And something just came over me. I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think that we're usually like this. What, trying to murder each other in front of us? Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here for a couple of days, I could tell that something was off yesterday. Believe me, everything is off. My heart swells in relief. He understands even though I didn't finish my explanation. Maybe we're just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't mean or it didn't make me think less of you. I already had decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. I'm feeling very uncertain right now. And now that you're apologizing, I know you didn't really mean it. Midas, my heart is pounding and it's making me feel lightheaded. Don't say those things so frankly. They make me a little too happy and she might cut us open She might cut us open on the spot. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And now that I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything is a bit brighter when you're around then. My head is going fuzzy again. Sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, thank you for breaking the silence, Natsuki. Have you seen Monica? I forgot to be ready for Natsuki to try to interfere. No, I haven't. Okay, I can remember now. The bloody scenes from a while ago, like the murders and the bloody room, and like the bloody reflection of us in the mirror, or rather the twisted reflection of us. It's Franbo. I can remember a lot about Franbo because of that. And you probably already know how disturbing that game can be. I was also kind of wondering where she was. No, don't distract her from me! Man. Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either. No, I haven't. Jeez, this isn't like her at all. I know it sounds stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. How? How are you worrying, Natsuki? I watched her carefully, trying to figure out the best approach to this situation. Perhaps this is an opportunity to publicly express my devotion to Midas. And I didn't mean it, calling Natsuki beautiful. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday, I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So, Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Well, I stabbed her, I think. I mean, she's perfectly fine. I wonder what will happen when Monica shows up. Why is she acting like I didn't mean anything? Why do I feel so hurt by that? Jeez. Whatever's at your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're kind of the person who worries too much about the little things, you know. I'm so confused. Does she mean like she liked it when I cut her? That shouldn't excite me like this. Are we going to do some disturbing Yuri with Natsuki? But I'll accept your apology anyway if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kinda nice to hear since I was always afraid if you secretly hated me or something like that. I was not prepared for the friendly look she's giving me right now. No, not at all. I don't hate you. What am I saying? Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. She hit us with a reverse Uno card. She turns to Midas. You're still on trial, though. For what? Hey! Hello, Monica? Sorry, I'm super sorry. Monica and Natsuki and Midas are talking to themselves, but I'm still thinking about what Natsuki just said. It sounded like she hasn't decided whether she likes me or Midas more? Why does she make me feel like I have to compete for her affection? That's just silly. That's just... Because there's a trick of some kind, it has to be. She's still trying to keep me and Midas apart. Well, I'll just have to make sure that any contact that happens between me and Natsuki happens on my terms. Another thought just come to mind. Like, if Monica deletes both us and Natsuki, will there be a scene like we're in the garbage bag, or the garbage bin rather, and then Sayori is in the corner and says, "Hey, it's been a while." Oh my goodness. I can only imagine. I have to focus on getting Midas' attention again. I should rejoin the conversation. I must have not heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware that you played music as well, Monica. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good yet. Still, that must require a lot of dedication. So I'm still impressed. Thanks, Yuri. You should be playing for us sometime. That's... Monica suddenly turns her focus towards Midas. Well, I'm working on a song, but it's not quite ready yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Midas. She's beaming at him in a very flirtatious manner. What's more, she's smiling bashfully back. Or he's smiling bashfully back as he continues talking to her. That won't do. This won't do. I have to get him away from her. I wait for my first opportunity, where there's a momentary lull in the conversation. Here we go. Midas, since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some more time together today. I mean in the club. I suppose so. I don't think I could say no to you after you gave the book to me. Well, I guess I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting for me. After we finished yesterday reading, she's fine. She's reading over there, see? I point to where Natsuki has returned to her manga in the closet. Don't think about her too much. She's used to being ignored. Come on, we're going over there. What the fuck? What just happened? Where am I? What's the story about anyway? What's he talking about? Wait, what happened? Well... I seem to be sitting in a seat near the front of the room with my old copy portrait of Markov in front of me. I guess we're still talking about the book? I'll take a moment to look at the blurb at the back of the book. I need this time to try to calm myself. Seems like the more time I spend with his company, the more my heart pounds. What the hell? Oh my goodness! Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. The people trapped there had this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse. They start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and fixing them to... He looks protrude! That might be a little bit of a spoiler. Of course, I just remember Natsuki has been steering him toward her interests. I have to gradually bring him back to the right path. This is apparently the right path. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. Even though we fantasized multiple times that we're going to cut MC open. That's kind of dark. I'll have to be gentle. in how I bring him around to my way of thinking. This is going to take all my finesse and cleverness, which makes me wish all the more that I could think clearly. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Midas? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. It's just that this kind of story... it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. And horrible things just not happen because someone wants to be evil. But because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyway. And so, then suddenly... Where did that come from? I feel like I'm losing control of myself. I'm rambling, aren't I? We just said eee. Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost track or interest or anything. You're so patient, as any lover should be. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I get things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking to myself too much, or talking too much. I really don't think you should worry. That means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club, after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes. I mean, you don't have to, but... what I'm just saying, I have to focus. Why is it getting so hard to focus? Let me just get my book. Get the book. He retrieves the new book from his bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? He takes a seat next to me. Ah, yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. My heart is pounding so hard I can barely hear him. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just let me know if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. He opens the book in front of him and starts reading. I did it! I'm reading with him! It's exactly what I wanted! He's so close to me I could practically feel his body heat emanating from him. If only my heart wasn't pounding so hard, I might be able to think of what to say. I'm trying to calm myself. I don't know if I won't be able to win him over if I don't calm myself. Eventually, I'm able to relax a little, as much as I can expect to in the circumstances. The dizzying feeling of being so close to him is making it harder and harder to sit still, harder and harder to remain calm. I keep looking at him, hoping I can think of something to say. Eventually, he looks back at me and our eyes meet. Sorry, I was just... You apologize a lot now, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? Here we go! He's going to sit beside us, and we're all going to our heart is going to pound so fast! When he stands up, I feel a whirl of despair mixing up my insides. He better not be thinking of going back to Natsuki. He's sliding his desk closer to mine. He's making his intent obvious when he puts his own book between us when we can both see it. I suppose so. Here we go! He's sitting even closer to me. Our body is almost touching. I wish more than ever that I could think of what to say, but my pounding heart seems determined to keep me from speaking. I try to occupy myself with putting my copy of the book away, but it doesn't make me any calmer. Especially when I recognize the symbolism of the position we're in. It's very much like the beings of the story are hands and arms and hands working together despite being from separate people. Like some sort of forced Siamese twins. I can remember the name of the twins from the game, the Fanbo. Bia and Clara. That's what comes to mind. I'm barely aware that he's still talking. I'm too focused on assuming a symbiotic position. Soon we're reading together with him turning each page in his right hand and passing it to my left. I find myself fantasizing about how wonderful it would be for us to be bound together permanently. I don't know what will kill you, the gangrene, the trauma, or what. To have our limbs working in a tandem like this forever. I'm already proved that I could be proficient in my sewing kit. I wonder how hard it would be to sew our bodies together? Are you ready? Nah. The book! Turn the page! Nah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Our eyes meet again. I feel like I could gaze into those eyes forever. I can't wait to do just that. But for now, the book. I have to focus on the book. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. As we continue reading, I find myself watching his beautiful hands that moves over to the page. I long to cut it open and watch rivers of blood pour out. I wonder how long we would have to be seeing each other before it would be appropriate to start cutting him open. I really want to do it now. This is our first date, right? That's way too forward. And the more I imagine it, the more my heart pounds, the more my desire grows. My hand finds its way to Pyro's grip in my pocket. Maybe I could just ask him if it'll be alright to cut him a little. The worst he could say is no, right? My heart is pounding so hard at the thought of doing that my senses are swimming. But somehow in the fury going on within me, I remind myself that I still need to win him over. And I need to do it gradually. I don't know if I can take the pressure of waiting. I feel like if I don't cut something soon, I'm going to burst. Suddenly I realize that the buzzing noise I'm hearing is actually his voice. The main character kind of reminds you, oh no, how are we going to react to this? The main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Eh? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking that the way that she second guesses things. The things she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry, I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head. You feeling alright? Eh? I force myself to release Pyro. Take my hand out of my pocket. But I can't stop, my hands are shaking. You can rest if you're sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Put my hands to my chest, feeling my heart pounding faster than ever. I'm only conscious now. I'm only now conscious of the fact that I've been panting the whole time. I was watching his hand. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. No! I staggered to the girl's washroom. I'm pulling Pyro out of my pocket as I take a seat at the nearest toilet. The stupid bandages are entirely in the way. I just got right through them. The extra signal going over my old guts brings welcome relief. But it isn't that satisfying because the bandage soaks up the blood. I want to see it! But what if? I start rolling up my left sleeve. No! It's a little awkward pulling up both blazer and underskirt sleeve, but I managed to get them on my elbow. I feel a lot calmer after adding a new mark of the row of existing marks on my forearm. That's better. I smile at the trail of blood lazily dripping out of my arm. That'll be much easier to hide. As I start catching and cleaning up all my blood, my head is feeling a little clearer, and I have some time to think. I wonder all over again when we keep this a secret. Everything would be so much easier if I could just freely cut myself in the club room. I smile as I imagine what it could be like. Anytime I feel like taking a break from reading, I could cut myself a couple of times and just resume reading afterward. And maybe we wouldn't have to do it in such unhygienic surroundings like on the public toilet. At least we know it's unhygienic. I imagine sharing and comparing the marks on my body with the others. Well, obviously Midas is the one that I would like to share with the most of all. It'd be really nice to have a friend to share with. Ooh! I let out a sigh of longing. As buzzy as my head has been lately, I'm very aware that I don't have any friends. Or at least not human friends. I give Pyro a quick hug, just in case they feel neglected. But once I get with Midas, maybe it won't matter anymore. That is, if I can get with Midas. It just occurred to me that I walked him out in the middle of reading together. I hope he isn't mad at me. But if he is, maybe it'll be okay. I think I can just offer to cut him a few extra times to make him feel better. In fact, I would gladly do it. Thinking about this is making me eager to return to the club room to resume reading with him. I take a moment to make myself presentable and head out. I return. I'm losing my breath. Eager to get back to reading with Midas, but he's no longer in his seat and his book is nowhere to be seen. Instead, he's talking to Monica and they're holding papers in front of themselves. Is he trying to steal them away again? This is getting tiresome. Yuri? I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing poems with each other. Eh? Poems? I'm a little stunned. Didn't we do that yesterday? I suddenly realized that I'm the only one in the room not holding a sheet of paper. Even Natsuki, looking bored, sitting in the corner, has one. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. I gave her a wary look. Something about her tone makes me wonder if she knows what I left the room for. She knows more than that. It also makes me wonder all over again if she's somehow able to sense my thoughts. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. I'm feeling rattled. I nervously turned to my bag, pick up my notebook. The way my memory has been lately, it's possible that I actually did write a poem and actually just forgot about it. But when I start flipping through my notebook, it's completely full of pages and pages of utter nonsense. Still, it will have to do. I take the first page since it at least has a title. Wait a minute. Which poem is this? Midas is still occupied with Monica, so I approach Natsuki instead. I present my poem as such it is to her. What the hell? I realize it's rather abstract. I don't expect you to understand. Surprise, surprise, yours being fancy. As usual. I bet you've been showing off for Midas too, huh? I do my best to summon up all my confidence. I don't have to show off for Midas. He wants me for who I am. Ew, seriously? Do you have to? Oh no. Look, Yuri, can we just not fight today? Okay. I've got a lot to deal with lately and there's a long pause. Earlier today, he apologized to me. You just don't know. I thought maybe... She deeply blushes, making a visible effort to get the words out. Can we be friends? Friends? She wants to be friends! All thoughts of our previous conflict go right out of my head. I wonder how the finale to this mod will look like. To be replaced with a feeling of excitement. Imagine how much I'd like to cut into her and taste her sweet blood. The blood that we mixed with ourselves by giving the knife a good lick. That's something that friends do, right? My mind is racing with all possibilities. Never mind, it was a stupid thing to say, just forget about it. No, it's alright. Being friends would be nice. In fact, I wanted to be friends with you for a long time. I think. Really? Me too! But if you tell anyone I said that, I'll kill you. It's just that things have been really rough at home lately. Like rougher than usual. And I don't just mean it because I don't have lunch money. I don't really know why that you're having this kind of trouble, Natsuki. I don't know. And I could really use a friend. But perhaps... Am I really thinking of suggesting this? I could introduce you to some of my friends. They always cheer me up when I'm feeling down. Like, what's the name of the knife again that is that Natsuki with? Thor. Yeah, I'll introduce you to Thor. The knife that I just plunged into you. And for some reason, there's no marks on you. Okay, sure. Oh, no. Wait, were you actually gonna do it? Excitement builds as I pull Pyro out of my pocket. Is this Pyro? Pyro? Me, Natsuki. Would you like to hold them? Like, do we have multiple knives? I'm pretty sure no. That's okay, Yuri. You can keep your friends to yourself! Oh. After a long pause, I awkwardly put Pyro back in my pocket. My mind is assailed with crushing disappointment. How dare she? Does she have any idea what it means to share my friends? Why would she pretend to be friends just to reject me like that? It really was a trick after all, wasn't it? She just wanted it to hurt even more. I feel anger welling up inside me. Perhaps I should read your poem now. I give her poem a quick glance as she hands it to me. This is cute. It's the cutest poem I've ever read. Hey, knock it off! It's just as cute as you are, with your little cute ribbons and your cute pouty face. Come on, you don't have to be such a jerk about it. Has anyone told you that you're cute when you're angry? Stop! Not cutesy. Okay, that's actually that's fairly... it's kind of funny. Wait! I thought something. Natsuki abruptly runs out of the room. Good riddance. Hey there, Yuri. Any idea why Natsuki left the club room all of a sudden? I don't know, and I don't care. Okay. She looked kind of upset. I was just wondered if you did something to her. Oh, you know how she is. Always whining about something. I guess you could say that. Perhaps you could share our poems now. I suppressed the wave of irritation I'm feeling. I want to share with MidBitYT first, but it doesn't look like it. There's a graceful way out of this. She hands me her poem. At first I think I'm hallucinating again. I had to stare at it for a long time before I reached the conclusion that it's not my imagination, that there are letters missing from some of the words. First, it seems about to be about pain and torment. I don't like about the part about the knife, not a breathing ribcage. Makes you think lustful thoughts. Who is Monica having lustful thoughts about? It had better not be Midas. I must not compete with everyone for him. He should be mine. So, what do you think? I think we'll see who wins in the end. Believe me, Yuri, you have no chance. Okay then. She looks rather confused or perturbed, or maybe a combination of the two. That's good. Maybe if I keep her off balance, it'll give me a better chance. I gaze coldly at her as I hand her my own poem. What the? I mean, when I saw Natsuki's poem, I thought that it would just be that I broke something, but this is... You did break something, did you, Monica? This is something else. You're turning out to be quite unpredictable here. She doesn't even know! Huh? I mean, this is Monica's doing. The reason why we're all this is because of Monica. But even she doesn't know. What the hell are we doing? And I haven't decided if it's good or bad. Don't try to tell me there's gonna be some sort of twist ending that instead of observing Monica in Act 3 from the garbage bin, we're going to do that ourselves. I don't know. I mean, that's very unlikely, considering that Yuri is a strip of code and Monica's basically reigning over them. I'm not sure. Wild guess. Again, I can't make sense of what Monica is saying. I'm not sure if it's because of my fuzzy-headedness, or if she really is just spouting nonsense. Probably bad. For you. I take my poem back from her, trying to hold myself with as much dignity as I can muster. Are you feeling alright, Yuri? I look over to where Midas is patiently waiting for me. I'm feeling better than ever in my entire life. I'm vaguely aware of that Monica's still talking to me, but I've stopped caring. I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today. As he hands me his poem, I feel a familiar rush of blood at the sensation of holding one of his belongings. I enjoyed so much it makes me not care about how cutesy his poem is. I let out a sigh. I like just holding it. I mean, the poem turned out good. Well, there's some things that you could work on. But that doesn't really matter. I rush from my pounding heart. The rush from my pounding heart is making me feel giddy. It feels like anything you've written by you is a treasure. Haha. I can tell that this isn't doing much to endear myself to him. That came out a little awkward. Let's move on. Here's the poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything. As I look at my poem, I can't help feeling a sense of inadequacy. Even though no one else's poems are particularly impressive, mine may as well be a bunch of random words. Isn't MC's poem a bunch of random words? I'm having trouble reading his expression when he hands me back the poem. It doesn't really matter what it's all about. My mind has been really hyperactive lately. So I have to take it out on your pen. That's a pen for your your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping and I masturbated with it in a very bad way. I just really like the way it writes, so I wrote this poem with it. And now you're touching it. I feel like I'm about to... Oh, what the hell's happening? I feel like I'm about to pass out. I'm okay. Did we share poems already? He's holding my poem, right? What's happening? I did I just no longer sure what's happening except for the overwhelming feeling that I'm making a fool out of myself. Let me pretend this conversation never happened. Then keep the poem though. Why is everything blurring? This is too much. I need to cut myself again. I have to do it in private, right? The room swims as I make my way to the door. I almost run into Natsuki as she's coming in. Or she pushes past me without a word. Stop us, Natsuki, please! Okay. Even if it's just for now, thank you, Monica. I let out a soft groan. I don't think I can leave the room unnoticed now. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? You have something to need to get over today, so if everyone could come and sit in front of the room. I join everyone else in the seats at the front, clutching my hands together to hide how fidgety they are. Is this about the festival? Sort of. We really had to do something for the festival. It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. As much as I love the idea of reading with Natsuki, I don't think I can bring myself to focus on the festival preparations right now. My mind is a little too scattered. That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Don't you worry too much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? It's gonna be a bloodbath. I tune out to the rest of the conversation. Who cares about the festival? I'm very aware that there's an argument between Monica and Natsuki, but that's irrelevant. I'd rather much fantasize about Midas, imagining all the things I'd like to do with him. I could start by cutting his extremities, his hands and feet, and work my way along his arms and legs. Suddenly I hear my name. You never even talked until Midas joined. As for me, I just like it better when than I do at home. Never mind, it's just Natsuki whining again. Back to fantasizing. Maybe someday when our relationship is firmly more established, I'll be able to cut more deeply into him. You mean by established relationship, you mean when we're going to make MC a quadriplegic? That's a term when your limbs are not working, right? Yeah, I can vaguely remember. I close my eyes and imagine it. During the rapturous feeling of being inside him, entwining my fingers with his intestines. Thinking about it arouses me so much. I'm going to have to change my underwear when I get home. Is it wet from, like, pheromones? I mean, that's what excretes whenever we're feeling that way, right? Or blood. Suddenly, I'm aware of the heavy silence in the air. But that's Natsuki done now. You've done it, Natsuki. Me? I just spoke my mind. Is it a crime to be honest? I can imagine what you must have said. It's not about being honest. It's about word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that. You don't understand at all. I just wanted a place that feels nice to hang out with new friends. Is there a problem with the club being that for me? There aren't many other places like that for me. And now Monica wants to take it away from me. She's not taking anything away. No, Midas. It's not the same. It would be the same with the direction she wants to take it. It won't be the same with the direction she wants to take it, rather. If I wanted that, then I could have just joined any other stupid club. But this one, I mean, at least for a little bit of time, things were nice. She glances at me one more time before looking away to pack up her things. I'm going home. I think I don't belong here right now. Natsuki. She doesn't look at me as she walks out of the club room. Why am I feeling so guilty? Why am I feeling so bad about this? I should be glad I'm rid of Natsuki for the moment. Monika's in the corner with her face in her hands. Practically alone with Midas right now. I should be taking advantage of it. Am I ruining my chances with him again? This is bad. I don't know what to do. Well, do you have an opinion for the festival? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. Who cares about that obnoxious brat? I'm still thinking about Natsuki. Why can't I focus? I mean, I like how nice and quiet the club is right now. I'm just happy with you here. But still, I'm the vice president. It's not for me to ignore my responsibilities like that. Nobody would No one would cry if she killed herself. Did I say that out loud? I know I keep asking myself that. And I'm really not sure about it this time. Why do I feel compelled to talk about Natsuki? Why do I keep feeling compelled, rather? I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that's right for the club. What about you, Midas? What do you want to get out of this club? There, I'm rather pleased with how I asked it. Very proper and professional for once my heart pounding isn't overwhelming my ability to speak. I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along, and for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many new members there are, but the quality of each member. But rather the quality. That's what will end up making the literature club a special place. I see. Despite the haze of my mind, I can tell that that was a rather non-committal response. I didn't really answer the question to whether or not he wants to try to get new members. So I guess he's leaving it up to me. Which means the answer is obvious. I should go with the opinion that frustrates Natsuki. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each change in members, the identity of the club as a whole will change too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Stepping out of your comfort zone once in a little while. So if you would like to help Monica with the festival, then I'm on your side as well. Alright. Well, maybe we can all talk to Natsuki tomorrow. I know I'm smiling, picturing us all going all against Natsuki together. Picturing all of us going against Natsuki, putting her in her place. Hey Yuri? I almost forgot that Monica's still here. I know things were a little awkward yesterday. It's more than awkward now. And I feel like you deserve to know that I still think that you're a wonderful vice president. And also a wonderful friend. Friend! Monica. I'm overjoyed that Monica wants to be friends that I want to pull out of my knife and cut my throat right now. No, I shouldn't cut my throat. Then I would die. That wouldn't be right. Why did I thought even enter my head? Obviously I don't want to die. Maybe I'm not as in control as I thought. My goodness. I want to do everything I can do to make this club the best club ever. Okay? Me too. Yeah. Let's all go home for the day. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow. Okay. I look forward to it. Shall we go, Midas? Please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to have a little bit of chat with him before we leave. Just to see what he thinks of his time here and all that. It's important to me as president. Now I feel torn. I really want to spend more time with Midas, but something about Monica calling me a friend awakens a deep longing in me. As jumbled as my memories and emotions have been lately, I know that Monica has been someone I've looked up to for a long time. Okay, I trust in your judgment, Monica. In that case, I'll see you two tomorrow. See ya! Monica gives a cheerful wave as I leave. Once I'm out of the club room, doubt starts to creep in. Am I sure this wasn't another trick to get rid of me? Should I go back and lay my claim on him? Still feeling a raw hunger of things to do to him, but I force myself to leave instead. Because I've got a better idea? Oh no! Wait! No! No! Wait! This is the time where we're going to write the Blood in this poem! I start walking. Almost as if my feet have a mind of their own, they guide me to a place of forgotten memory? Wait. I may be wrong here, but this CG was supposed to be Natsuki's house. I suppose this is where I have to find out my years of people watching are paid off. My memory is as easy as ever, but I can recall I've only ever seen it from a distance. I wonder why I was never brave enough to approach it before. This is Natsuki's house, right? I summoned up all my confidence and rang the doorbell. Wait a minute, who is this? Hello? It's him! I was hoping he would remember me, but the confused look on his face was otherwise. That can make this awkward. Hi. I don't know if my own memory is coherent enough to fill in the gaps for him. You and I only have met once before. I've never met you in my entire life. I think. So it's understandable if you don't remember me. I wish I learned his name at some point. No, I've never seen you before. Who are you? There's no way I'd forget tits like the— okay, he's a pervert. I'm suddenly conscious of the fact that he hasn't been making eye contact since this conversation began. By force of habit, I hold my hands in front of my chest, futile though it may be. This isn't going well. The fact that he brought up my worst features says what little confidence I have. Who are you? That's a genuine question. This is very weird. I thought that would be Natsuki's place, like— are you Natsuki's big brother? That can't be right, right? But I know I have to press on. I strain to recall any details I can. You came to me when I was reading my anatomy book. Oh. This is his bully. This is her bully. You asked me about it. I talked to you about how the human body works. You called me a know-it-all. Holy shit. Yeah, I remember you now. That was a long time ago. You're that creepy chick that was going on about blood and bones and shit. Yes! I can barely restrain myself from jumping up and down in excitement. Man, I can only imagine what the normal you would react here. And you punched me in the face. I can't help grinning now that we're finally making a connection. So what? You're looking for an apology or something? For what? Oh my god, we're not even looking for an apology or something. You left marks on me, that's a sign. What? Okay, I shouldn't be really surprised by now, but— oh my goodness. That's a sign that he likes me, right? Am I remembering the details wrong? No, I just thought— I look away bashfully as they continue. Perhaps you'd like some more intimacy? What the fuck? Fuck off, bitch. No one wants to put your dick in crazy. No one wants to put their dick in crazy. Well, perhaps you'd like to consider putting crazy in your dick. Oh. Oh my. Ah! What the hell? Oh. God. Continue giggling all the way home. What the fuck? And it's not a dream or our imagination this time. I'm still grinning as I enter my room, casually licking his blood of Pyro's blade. Did you enjoy my little joke? You call that a joke? I mean, from what I can recall, that's not enough to kill someone, but that surely hurts. Did you enjoy my little joke, Pyro? Ah, what the fuck is this? I thought you would. And yes, I thought it went well too. It was just what I needed. Maybe I'll visit him again tomorrow. I feel like writing about this. I pull up a fresh piece of paper. I write on my desk. I sit at my desk. I try to recall everything I felt during the experience I write. What was that squeaking noise? But it seems to come back to me garbled. I'm too excited to keep my hands from shaking. Okay. I need to calm down too. From what I can recall, the Blood and Piss poem is an actual font. Like that's not a JPEG. From what I can remember. I need something to calm me down. I think it'd be a good time for some tea. The kitchen looks exactly as I remember it. Seems that my parents are home early. My mom is sitting at the kitchen table with the book in front of her. My dad is in front of the kitchen counter. Of course they don't look up or speak to me when they come in, they never do. Sometimes I wonder if they know I'm alive. My dad is blocking the way to the kettle. I stand behind him waiting for my turn. Seems like he always manages to be in an inconvenient location. It's getting quite aggravating. I try to be patient, but my hands are starting to twitch in anger. I can't wait any longer. Move, Dad. He doesn't move. He doesn't even look up. I said move! I shove him aside, roughly. He doesn't look at me. But at least he's not in my way anymore. I feel the kettle of water starting to heat for the tea. While I'm waiting for it to boil, I entertain myself by jumping in the puddle of the middle of the floor? What puddle? Splash, splash, splash. I'm feeling silly as I know it, but I still can't help looking at the pretty patterns I'm making on the walls. You call those patterns? It makes me smile, imagining inviting Midas over to admire and prone to artwork I'm creating. Whose blood is this in the first place? I know we'd like it. And then I could turn him right here on the kitchen table. Using one of my knives to choose from here. Speaking of knives, the bread knife catches my eye. It looks like my dad was cutting bread earlier and left out. I could do with some bread right now, I think. I'm starting to calm down once I remember that this is a very twisted depiction of what happened with our encounter with our parents from Act 1. I start to cut the bread I'm annoyed to realize how stale it is. My parents must have left it out all day. How inconsiderate. I cut my fingers a few times, and it makes me feel a little better about it. And I use something to moisten the bread a little. No! I thought we would cut them. I'm sure Joe won't mind if I just take it. He won't seem to be using it right now anyway. I grasp the handle on the knife. It takes a couple of tugs to get it out. It's embedded pretty deep. What? No! No, wait! I thought it was in his bread! The chef knife was in him! And when I get it out of him, it sprays a fresh spurt of blood that adds to the puddles of the floor. I spread his blood on the piece of bread. And I've cut and give it a taste. The texture of bread is much improved, just what I needed. Thanks, Dad! Maybe you're still mad for raising my voice earlier. I'm sorry for losing my temper. Just had a stressful day at school. I guess it made me pretty excitable. Still no response. Maybe I should have focused on the tea. So like I finished favoring the tea and pour myself a cup. I taste it. It's missing something. Some more blood. Our mom's this time. And I walk over to where my mom is sitting. I run my fingers to the surface of the table, but the blood is all dried. It's covering her book. I don't know I don't know how she can expect to read it like that, but I don't judge. I find the fresh source of blood by dripping my finger into the hole in her throat. I stare with the tea in my finger and taste it again. Much better. Good enough that I decide to make some oolong tea leaves for next time. Thanks, Ma. She doesn't respond. I guess both my friends are giving me the silent treatment. That's nothing new, of course. Still thinking about it as I put my bread on the plate, prepared to go back upstairs. There's so many wonderful things going on in my life lately. I just wish my parents could share in my enjoyment. That would be some kind of relationship with them. That I could have some kind of relationship with them. Now that I think about it, what's stopping me? I'm almost out of the room and I turn back to face them. Ma, Dad, I just want to say sorry for being difficult today. Believe me, Yuri. It's more than difficult. I want to know how I appreciate everything you've done for me and I love you. Why can't I just say it? Never mind. First, I quickly head back to my room. This all reminds me that I have to tell Midas I love him soon. No. Okay. I have to calm myself down. It's time for the most disturbing poem of the original game. How will I be able to say that to him if I can bring myself to say it to my parents? I think about this as I'm eating my bread and drinking my tea. I think it's time for me to get serious. To stop thinking about friendship and casual relationships and really bring the romance between me and Midas. The more I think about it, the more aroused I feel. A smile crosses over my face as I take off my uniform. I take a seat on my bed and look over my body. I feel that there's a lot of areas untouched by my friends. It's still Pyro's turn today, so I pick him up to choose him a spot. I bring the point of Pyro's blade in contact with my abdomen. This will be an exercise of self-control. I don't want to go deep just now, just let it draw a pretty picture. I slowly, carefully drag Pyro across my skin, taking in the sensations of the experience that I complete the pattern I have in mind. And eventually I take a moment to admire my work. I now have drawn a heart around my navel. It looks like a little obsessive building right now, but it will look very nice when it scars. Speaking of decorations in her body, by decorations I mean scars, I remember the scene in Exit Music where MC found Yuri rather, sent pictures of her with her initials instead of the wrist. Her thing in Exit Music was that she scarred her boob with a heart and then our initials in it. That's what I can remember. And Midas will truly appreciate the romantic implications. I can't wait to share about it with him. And speaking of sharing, I found myself thinking about earlier today, sharing part of the markup with him. Even though I behaved a little embarrassingly. Makes me look forward to tomorrow when I surely be able to share with him some more. Gives me another idea. I grin to myself as I remove my bra and take up Pyro again. Well, it looks like we're about to scar our boobs. Join a circle. Okay. I can't help giggling a little as I drag the blade across my left breast, drawing a circle. And I finish, I look at my work and burst out laughing. It looks like I have a third eye. Unlearnable. Wait. Ah! I mean, of course it has to be censored, but what the hell? I lie back on my bed and I laugh and laugh and laugh. This is the best thing I've ever done. I briefly considered doing it on the same breast, but I quickly reject the notion. A fourth time would just be silly. I lied and continued to daydream about him. Soon he will be mine. Mind, body, and soul. I giggled, especially his body. Every part of his body, every piece. Thinks about it really so much. Thinking about it makes me want to write some more. Pick up Midas' pen and sit at my desk again. God. But as soon as I sit down, my breast comes in contact with the page, smearing blood on it. At first, I'm annoyed with how inconveniently large my breasts are that they're keeping it in the way. I just need to work with it, using my fingertips to spread my blood across the page. It's more artistic that way. As I resume reading, I come to appreciate how the blood complements my poem. The more I look at it, the more I admire it, the more I feel like this could be a good gift for Midas. Here we go. A poem that has a little bit of something for both of us. Though I think it could do something a little more for me. I know just what to do. I'm dreamily thinking about as I change into my pajamas. And I take the poem to bed with me.